All right then, Commander, let's get straight to it. The mission today? A full tactical overhaul of your digital presence. Think of this as your essential intelligence briefing. We're here to help you secure the high ground in, let's be honest, a very competitive field.
So, first things first, let's ask a rather pointed question, shall we? Is your website just a dusty digital pamphlet, or is it the actual nerve center of your entire operation? You see, for far too long, a lot of ranges have treated their online presence like a simple paper trail. And frankly, that whole doctrine is about as effective as a chocolate teapot. It's a flawed approach.
So, let's properly identify this common enemy, this flawed doctrine. It's all about that primary operational failure, treating your website like some static document you just file away and forget about. It's an incredibly outdated view, and believe me, it's costing you.
And you know, the stakes here are remarkably high. This whole digital brochure approach, well, it leads directly to terrible visibility on Google. You become practically invisible to potential customers. It also ensures your marketing budget is, to put it mildly, just going down the drain. It's a critical error in today's world.
Okay, it's time for a new mandate. We have to completely redefine your website. It is not a brochure. It is your digital command center. It's the core, the very heart from which all direction, all credibility, and all decision-making flows. In short, it's your fortress.
All right, let's talk about the new rules of engagement. The top brass, and in this case that's Google's AI, they demand signals of something called EEAT. Now what's that? It stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. For you, this means things like clearly showing your instructor's qualifications, publishing genuine guidance on firearm safety, and demonstrating a long, reliable history. Look, in our world, trust is everything. So this EEAT stuff, it's not some friendly suggestion. It's a direct order if you want to be seen online, let alone respected.
Right, so, on to the constructive phase. Let's lay out the blueprint for your new base of operations. These are the absolute non-negotiables, the essential components of a command center that actually does its job, which is turning visitors into paying customers.
So, your design, it's got to be what we'll call fortress grade. What does that mean? Well, for a start, it has to work flawlessly on a mobile phone. Absolutely no excuses. The layout needs to be clean, not some cluttered mess that looks like a jumble sale. And please use professional, high-quality images. And finally, for your own sanity and efficiency, integrating things like online booking and membership systems. Well, that's not a luxury anymore, it's a necessity.
And you know, let's not forget our heritage. The UK has this incredibly deep and rich history in shooting sports. I mean, Bisley has been hosting world-renowned competitions since 1890. It's a history of discipline, of precision, of excellence. So your digital front door really shouldn't look like something that was just cobbled together over a bank holiday weekend, should it?
Okay, so with our base properly established, we can now move from defense to offense. It's time to actually secure the digital high ground. We want to make sure that when people search for a shooting range in your area, you're not just an option, you are the only logical choice.
Local search dominance. It's really all about planting your flag firmly on that digital map. And the steps are pretty straightforward, but they do require precision. 1. Verify your Google business profile. 2. Make sure your name, address, and phone number are identical absolutely everywhere online. 3. Actively manage your reviews, the good and the bad. And 4. Target the keywords that your local customers are actually using. Simple stuff, but incredibly effective.
Now, in this theater of operations, your content, that's your ammunition. And you need to be firing precision rounds, not blanks. So stop just listing your services. Instead, start publishing genuinely useful, authoritative guides. Think about topics like how to obtain a firearms certificate. This is exactly the kind of thing that satisfies Google's AI and really cements your expertise.
Okay, time for a critical strategic decision. Let's talk about resource allocation. Do you try to build this command center yourself, or do you bring in a specialist unit? And look, this isn't just about money. It's about choosing the right tool for a very important job.
Now, on the surface, the whole DIY route with those template builders, it seems like a saving, doesn't it? But this completely overlooks the hidden operational costs. We're talking about your time, which is incredibly valuable, plus the inevitable limitations you'll hit. And then there's the rather serious risk of falling foul of UK regulations, which, as we all know, can be, well, a bit of a bother.
So, when you look at it this way, the trade-off becomes pretty clear. Yes, a professional agency is a significant upfront investment. Of course it is. But what are you paying for?
You're paying for a custom design, expert SEO that's baked in from the very beginning, and, this is crucial, specialist knowledge of the UK's, let's say, rather particular, firearms industry compliance rules. It's truly an investment, not just another expense. And here's a stark little number for you to think about. Just a 1-second delay, 1 second, in how fast your page loads can slash your conversions by up to 7%. In the digital world, speed is, quite literally, firepower. A slow website isn't just annoying, it's a massive liability.
Right then, let's wrap this up with a rapid-fire mission debrief. We're going to quickly cover the critical intelligence and, more importantly, the common tactical blunders that can sabotage your entire operation before it even gets off the ground.
So listen up. Avoid these classic mistakes at all costs. Number 1, a cluttered, confusing design. 2, a site that's a complete dog's dinner on a mobile phone. 3, no clear, obvious Book Now button. 4, stale, out-of-date information. And 5, completely ignoring the technical nuts and bolts of SEO. Just avoid those 5 things, and you're already miles ahead of most of the competition.
And that just about brings us to the end of this briefing. Your command center is now, at least conceptually, secure. The blueprint is in your hands. But please, remember this. Digital dominance isn't a one-time fix. It is an ongoing campaign. So the real question now is, what's your next mission? Whatever it is, execute with precision. Dismissed.